It is time for Just Five. 5 minutes from me. Could be a myriad of subjects, but in this case, it is one topic because here we sit almost 2 weeks removed from the Ryder Cup, and a lot of people won't let go of it. And that only proves how valuable it is to people who love golf, who play golf, and the build helps. But also, I think because of the result that we had and the manner in which we got there, and even though the result was close legitimately, there are a lot of people asking questions, and who's going to be next, and who's going to get this right for the United States? And I'm not saying he will, and I'm not saying he'll do it. But let me just give you a scenario as to why I think it's not only plausible that Tiger Woods will captain the next American Ryder Cup team, but why it makes sense in terms of who he is now. Because it's undeniable that when his Ryder Cup career began in 1997, it wasn't a priority. And to be honest with you, I didn't hold it against him. He was wired to be the way that he was. And by the way, it wasn't like he was ambivalent or didn't try. He did. I think one of the great challenges during the course of his Ryder Cup career was finding somebody who could live in that environment as a partner, not as an opponent. And if you've seen over the last 10 years, he has not made, and I go back to this word cosmetic or vain kind of dalliance into the world of team golf. When he's in, he's all in, because that's kind of how he is, not kind of, is. He is maniacal. He is driven. And driven people don't just suddenly make a choice to be a participant in something and then they kind of give up half of who they've always been. Go back to 2019 when Tiger captained the United States President's Cup team on the road. And it was a year in which he won the Masters and then also won for the 82nd time at the Zozo in Japan. There was a level of artistry to his game that could not be something that he could replicate or duplicate on a week-to-week basis, but those fingerprints existed. And I don't know that that's ever going to be done again from a playing standpoint. The likelihood is it won't. But it gets to what's next for him. And I do think that some senior golf, some Champions Tour golf, some USGA championships, and some senior majors is likely in his life if he can be healthy enough to do it. But I think that the United States, and it's long overdue, should have already looked at, examined, and tried to do what the United States basketball system did after 2004. When it was like, just trot the balls out, send the best players, we're better. First of all, the game's different, like the Ryder Cup, the format is different. And the world is caught up, and Europe is caught up. Not only did they have 6 great players 2 decades ago, they now have 12 guys who can trade haymakers with the United States. Hole to hole, match to match, Ryder Cup to Ryder Cup. And USA Basketball turned to a guy who had a job, and a damn good one. But he was driven, and he could compartmentalize things in a way that he could give enough time to both to still be great at both. And that was Mike Krzyzewski. And Tiger Woods can be similar. And I don't know if he wants to do this 3 times in a row, but what he can do is be what he already is. He's kind of like Yoda. When people hear him talk about the golf swing or golf or his approach, they don't just kind of listen, they sit forward and they're enthralled. And I do think that if he made the choice to be the architect of USA Golf and to take it over, not just a Dare Manor, but potentially Hazeltine beyond that. But even if he says, I'm one and done, but I'm not going to divest myself intellectually and emotionally and spiritually to this, I can then kind of transition, if you know basketball, to kind of the role of Jerry Colangelo. Tiger needs something beyond just hitting balls. He can't do that anymore every day. And like he's done and is doing right now when it comes to the direction of the PGA Tour, as somebody who is now invested, if Tiger chooses to make this his next chapter, it would be 1, a surprising chapter, 2, I think it could very well be a successful chapter, and 3, it could be something that could forge the path for USA Golf, not just the Ryder Cup, but at the developmental level for decades to come, inspiring generations without hitting majestic 2-irons. That could be next. That was Just 5 for this week. We'll see you next week.